Okay, let's go over the total cost of lime washing for a house about 1,600 square feet, which is about what my house was. This is the coverage guide on the Romabio website. So you can see it says it recommends the 4-gallon container for 1,200 to 1,500 square feet. When I bought this in 2022, I think it was like $250, but now the 4-gallon container is about $265 no matter where you get it. Okay, but let's get a little bit more specific here. So again, my house was 1,674 square feet exactly, but if you look at it, you'll see there's a lot of siding on it. That was the front view, this is the back view. Also, both sides, the whole triangle at the top, if you know what I mean, is all siding. So that decreased the amount of brick that I had to cover. Also, in the end, as I have talked about on multiple videos, I ended up applying a layer that I think really is too thick, which means I used more of the lime wash than I could have. All of that said, in the end, when I finished, I had a solid gallon and maybe more, I'm trying to be conservative, left over. So keep in mind, if you have a 1,600 square foot house and it's 100% brick with like no siding and the chimney is siding and all of that extra stuff, you're definitely going to use more. But ultimately, I do think that the 4-gallon container is going to be enough to cover that size of a house. Also, there will be some costs for other supplies. So you're gonna need either to have a pressure washer or just be able to use a pressure washer. Then you need a hose, some buckets, a drill mixer attachment, a few masonry brushes, and some drop cloths or cardboard. This is all in detail in my YouTube video. Also, you can apply this with a paint sprayer, but then that's an added cost. But basically, I would safely say that these things are $100 or less total. So my lime wash cost was probably around $300. Probably less, but I would say 300 is pretty safe. I did have someone else comment and say they had an 1,890 square foot house and it cost them $670 total, including all supplies, and they hired someone to finish their chimney that was all brick. I don't know when they did that, but it seems like they probably used a 4-gallon container and maybe a little bit more, but that includes the cost of hiring somebody out, so that's pretty cool. I've also talked a lot in my videos about how lime wash is actually super good for the brick. It is not paint that is terrible for brick. So for about $300 and maybe $700 for a much larger house, you can completely redo the aesthetic look of your house and make your brick healthier. I think it's pretty cool and I highly recommend it. And again, I have so many details and tips on YouTube, so make sure you check that out.